basketball game.
That's the crazy thing about it. We didn't even
One's
really
lost more than the other, but
get to talk about the Kentucky loss, which I think is even more embarrassing, even though I will say it is cool for Calipari. But at the same time, there's no reason why Arkansas should be beating a Kentucky.
no, there's an absolutely a reason. And the main reason is that this was their SEC championship. This was everything, because it wasn't just him that was going back to Lexington. It was 3 or 4 other Kentucky players. They had this thing circled, were ready to go. It was a motivation of all motivations. This was LeBron heading back to Cleveland after he went to Miami. Like, it was one of those, I am going to come back and I am going to make sure that you guys realize what you left. And it probably didn't help that all of Rupp Arena was booing the man whenever he came onto the court. So, yeah, no, look,
who are they really booing when they're booing one of their greatest coaches of all?
There's a difference in the way that you normally play and getting up for a game like this, where it is. This is why the Alabama-Auburn game that's going to be coming up in next weekend is going to be so massive, because it is going to not just be about the number 1 versus the number 4. This is 2 rival schools playing each other. One's wanting to be the number 1 team in the country. One is the number 1 team in the country. You have got 2 teams. See, War Eagle. See, he's happy now just because Jackson Arnold hasn't thrown a pass yet.
He was listening on his way over.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
I'll come by.
I'm gonna come by here and I'm gonna grab something. We'll say War Eagle now while I'm smiling, and they're 0-0 before he throws his first pass.
One Auburn fan walked in. Can we get an Alabama fan to come in and say Roll Tide? That's the request from me.
At least here, because look, it's all nice and quiet and very relaxing inside. Mm-hmm. It's not the case outside. Very, very different.
Well, I think it's pretty relaxing. I think we're having a relaxing
you are
conversation
relaxed right now. I am on edge.
I see that. You're crossing your arms.
I am on edge. I am fired up. I am ready to go. And I've got. Yeah, no, I took my meds today. It took me a second. I had to think about that. I took my meds today, and I am focused amongst everything that is happening. Yes,
there you go.
It is a win for the day.
Yeah. It's a win for the day.
It's a win for the day.
We got more conversation coming up, but we do have to hop into a break. But I would like to remind you that this show, as always, is presented by the wonderful people over at Fleming Roofing and Restoration, the guys you need to talk to about all of your roofing needs. If you're having any roofing problems, make sure you look them up online to fill out your free quote. That is FlemingHSV.com. And remember that Fleming always shows up. We'll take it to break. Live from Good Company Cafe. This is the Blitz here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and ESPN Winchester.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the fast track, so does the need for premier orthopedic care anywhere and anytime you need it. TOC is proud to announce the opening of our new locations in Albertville and Hampton Cove, along with the grand opening of our newest office in Decatur. These clinics will offer the same high-quality orthopedic care you have come to associate with TOC, with the convenience of being closer to home. As a patient, your time is your most precious asset, and we recognize that at TOC. That's why we are also proud to announce the opening of our urgent ortho clinics to handle those bumps and bruises that need prompt attention. These clinics are available to care for acute orthopedic injuries with no appointment necessary. With 38 physicians, 20 centers of excellence, and now more than a dozen locations to serve you, TOC will continue to be the name you turn to for the best orthopedic care at the right time. Visit our website at visittoc.com for more information. TOC, helping you live a better life.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. we show up.
Long before winter weather approaches, the Alabama Department of Transportation prepares to maintain interstate and state roads that could be affected by snow and ice.
Yeah, we start training and doing maintenance on snow and ice equipment months in advance to make sure everything is ready for when the freezing weather comes. We will have crews working around the clock that are prepared to plow snow and remove trees that have fallen into the roadway.
Our mission is to keep roadways safe and open. We try to achieve this by focusing on interstate routes first and then secondary roadways by traffic volume.
If the weather allows, we'll start pre-treating the roadways during the day to prepare for the temperature drop at night.
AlDOT wants to keep the public informed during these winter weather events. The best way to learn about state road conditions is the Algo app and through local media. Brought to you by AlDOT, the Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone with my friend Brandon Pilcher from Pilcher's Appraisals. Brandon, what exactly do you do?
Steve, I'm an appraiser. I can value a property for you if you're potentially going to sell, and that valuation could also be used to help you with your property taxes.
Thanks, Brandon. Brandon is licensed in Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia. You can contact him at 706-936-3766. Call or text.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Temperatures drop into the lower 50s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. Mostly cloudy sky. Wednesday afternoon, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s. A couple of folks talking about the lower 70s. A couple of rain showers are going to be possible through Wednesday afternoon, but the day's certainly not going to be a wash, and the vast majority of us probably going to end up staying dry. We only drop into the mid and upper 50s as we head into the overnight, early Thursday morning. Much the same. Thursday afternoon, a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Listen weekday afternoons starting at 5 on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
It's perfect.
Some nice, chill, jazzy techno music for us here on a Tuesday. On a Saturday.
Now we go. Here we go.
Live from Good Company Cast. Feel free to swing by and chill out with us, talk a little bit of sports, or maybe hop in and eat some food, as there's plenty to eat.
No,
here.
there is absolutely an amazing amount of food, including the Elvis, which I have just learned about. So
I need to know what is in the Elvis.
So the Elvis has maple bacon, bananas, and peanut butter between French toast.
Maple bacon. Okay. No cigarettes on the side or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be the Elvis, I feel
No,
like.
it would. No, you don't need that part of it. You just need it's the banana and the peanut butter. That was the.
It is
meal.
true. Yeah, the banana and the peanut butter was the typical Elvis snack. I mean, that was what he was known for. That and all the moves that he did. There's also they got the hummus plate, the firecracker dip. They also got the good cob, which is turkey, bacon, avocado, tomato, cheddar, and pickled egg. Sausage biscuit, though, keeps calling my name. But they also have some vegan options as well. So definitely, get the whole family. Bring them on down and enjoy some food.
Biscuits and gravy. They have all of that stuff. So if you're like my son and he just loves himself some biscuits and gravy, you can come down and you can do that you can eat that as well. So there's a ton of those things. But the cool thing is the reason why we're down here is because now if you just simply go to 977ESPN.com, you can go and you can get to our Big Zone deals, which is where you can get your half off gift certificates to Good Company. So that's the reason why we're out here today is part of what we are doing with them. And there is a ton of deals on there for you. So enjoy that. Come down here, get yourself a little bit of a snack. Right now you can get $50 in gift certificates for just $25. Just scroll down to the very bottom. It's right there. 2 $25 gift certificates for the price of one. And that's simply at our Big Zone deals.
Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. And honestly, it's the best thing that we can throw to our listeners when it comes down to it when we're on location. Because if we didn't tell you that, then you would be missing out on saving some green. So definitely take advantage of that. There's a lot of NFL conversation we got to get into, but we're not going to touch on it just yet because we had this question pop up yesterday.
We did.
And I don't know how we're still discussing it, Joe.
Well, I think the reason it's still being discussed is because of the move that Alabama made yesterday. And now I'm not saying it was the right and or the wrong move. That is purely up to what an Alabama fan thinks about the hiring of Grubb. What it is about the decision being made, and you're trying to figure out, okay, if this decision had not been made, where would the Alabama program be right now under Kalen DeBoer? And flipping it around is, where is the football program right now underneath Hugh Freeze? And Moulton actually asked this yesterday as he was joining us yesterday morning. Yeah, see, there we go. See, I knew it would turn him around.
Just
I mean,
this guy.
his team didn't win a national championship this year. Why not come over here to us? So it was. So the question was that Moulton asked us was about which coach is on the hot seat.
Roll Tide. Whose buns are burning a little bit more.
Yeah, which one this morning woke up and didn't have to put the heat on their seats whenever they hopped in there? Most likely their Ford F-150.
Joe, I'm going to be honest with you, dude. Oh, yeah, and that would actually be a good segue. Ford F-150 from, of course, Woody Anderson Ford, which the drive was live from yesterday.
Yes, they were.
We're live on a lot
I
of
know
locations.
Steve talked to Bobby White about that truck that I was hitting at so heavily.
He knows exactly
what's
up.
Did.
I don't know how this is a conversation in the first place, Joe, and maybe I've missed something. I first off, a lot of Alabama fans are probably thinking, we don't even know what we got in Ryan Grubb, but we know that this is the guy that Nick Saban first off wanted. And on top of that, it's the first guy that, of course, Kalen DeBoer wanted. So I'm thinking that, yes, there's going to be a little bit of a positive, especially when you look forward to the quarterbacks that you're seeing on this roster. Whereas with Hugh Freeze, there is some changes that are being made on the Plains, but at the same time,
more needs to be made.
More needs to be made. And this is a guy that we've already seen go through the cycle with the same quarterback. Everybody was hoping that they'd switch it up a little bit, but that just never happened. They went through the whole season. Of course, they tried to throw out the Walker Whites. Now they don't even have him.
No, because you know why? Because he said this is garbage and I'm leaving.
Exactly. And that's why I think we're looking at a discussion.
Yes.
Done. We're looking at a discussion. It's like we're talking with a ghost box.
No, what's also funny is inside our WCZN TV chat, Steven hops in and says good morning. And John, I know you don't know this, but Steven actually lives in Texas. So as we're sitting here talking about Walker White in the state of Texas, somebody from the state of Texas is actually watching right now on WCZN TV. So the cool part about that is that if you are somewhere, as in obviously you're getting to work, you obviously can't make a phone call at 256-576-977. You can always hop into the chat. We did have a lot of people that kind of did that yesterday afternoon as the chat and as the show was wrapping up. And so that is the reason why we kind of brought this up, because Daniel says is that it says, even though I'm in a place where I can't call, I feel like Auburn itself has had bad luck in getting a football head coach. They favor basketball more than football right now, in my opinion.
That's
but
crazy to think
now
about.
with Alabama, I feel like Gray Byrne is giving DeBoer a test drive for the first 3 seasons, and they probably won't do anything until then.
Yeah. Because do you really think, though, that Auburn's focusing solely on the basketball side of things?
No, I think that Auburn fans are letting things go more with the football program because of 2 reasons. One, the basketball program is the number 1 team in the country, and they have a head coach in basketball that they wish that they had in football. I'm not talking about, obviously, Bruce Pearl being the football coach, but I'm talking about somebody that has that mentality and that charisma and that ability to bring kids in and actually. I swear to God, I want to hit Hugh Freeze even more now. I do. Guys, y'all can't let me around him whenever we go to SEC Media Days.
No,
you know this, right?
We're probably just going to have you back at the studio.
I think that day alone, I need to be somewhere. I need to be somewhere in like a hidden spot inside of the College Football Hall of Fame.
It's so crazy to me how much you hate this guy, because I don't know if I've ever really hated a coach that is, even if they're a terrible coach. I mean, I've seen plenty of them through the Cleveland Browns last 3 decades.
No,
but regardless of that, I understand where you're coming from, because those changes aren't being made, and you feel like whatever changes are being made just don't fully make sense to the fan base.
Like Jackson Arnold.
That's Jackson Arnold.
The battle for Jackson Arnold is happening tonight, and the winner goes home without him. That's what I want.
It's a war to get him off of you.
It is. That is it. Okay, it is the war to get Jackson Arnold away. If your team cannot win this game tonight, you must suffer through another season of Jackson Arnold. He should be strung from a cage like he's Sting in 1992 War Games or wherever it was, and you just want to make sure that he's hanging up there. And then the very moment the game ends, he comes down. You put the losing team sweatshirt on him, and he gets in the bus with them. That's what I want.
I think another thing that kind of goes into Auburn and why the fan base has kind of gotten away from the football team a little bit more is because there hasn't been any of those noticeable stars. I mean, you've had the Hunters, absolutely amazing running backs, but they're not utilized 100%. You haven't had that stud quarterback. And yes, you've had the wide receivers that could be big names within the SEC, let alone the entire country, but you haven't had the quarterback, which I feel like it always goes back to the quarterback. And the same can be said for the NFL. This is why you need to have studs on your roster when it comes to the play calling, and I would say that's something that has been void.
We're about to go to the phone lines because we do have people on the line. 256-576-977. Let me ask you a legit question, and I'll have the full answer when we get finished taking phone calls.
Okay.
Which sport at Auburn has had more first or second round draft picks in the last 5 years? Auburn football or Auburn basketball?
Wow. Huh. You're going to let me think about this?
Yes. Jay, welcome into the Blitz, man. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Doing very good, man.
All right. Hey, I got an answer for the hot seat question.
Yes.
All right. I'm an Alabama fan before I even speak this out. Most of my Alabama fans have not figured out all the other schools hand out scholarships. So when the other offensive team gets 11 first downs in the ball game, when they get a new defensive coordinator. So it'll also be the same with the offense. With a new offensive coordinator, the first ball game, we don't score more than 28 points. We need to get a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Auburn. Hugh Freeze has been very lucky that Alabama hasn't done anything in the last 2 years, won the national championship, because he would have been run off by now.
Yeah.
If Alabama wins the national championship before he wins 9 ball games, he'll be gone. As long as Alabama's underachieving, Hugh will be there forever.
And I can kind of see that because with the last 2 matchups we've seen, of course, with Hugh Freeze as the head coach for that Auburn team, I mean, they haven't just been blowouts. They haven't been Alabama huge victories, which we've seen in the past. And coaches, they quickly are off the staff. No. But this has been a Hugh Freeze who's been able to actually keep up with Alabama just because Alabama isn't the same Alabama they've been. And that was, again, against even a Nick Saban-led team. So there's something that Hugh Freeze has got going on that's working against certain teams.
And Jay is right. And Jay, don't let me speak for you on this, is that to me, again, Auburn has this problem where they're always wanting to compete against Alabama, where Alabama is competing against the rest of the nation. And I think that that's the wrong mindset to have whenever you are trying to build this program. And I think that's kind of what Jay is saying, is that if Alabama was going and playing in the college football playoff national championship game this year, Auburn fans and Auburn boosters would be acting a little bit differently right now than what they are, because Alabama was quote unquote down this year.
Right. Hey, do you think the Arkansas beating Kentucky the other night will hurt Arkansas's rest? Kentucky's going to hurt Arkansas's resume going into the NCAA tournament?
I mean, that was a quad 1 win. I mean, at the time, that was a quad 1 win, right?
I thought Kentucky would be at least quad 4, quad 5.
Well, and that's and I know that I see what you're saying on that. It's like, man, that's just not going to help Arkansas when they're trying to make that resume, and it's going to be a down time for them. Like they're going to look back at that schedule, Jay, and whenever you have everybody over on ESPN breaking down all the bracketology, and they're like, Arkansas right now is the first team out, and they're like that road win against Kentucky is just not living up to what we thought it would whenever it happened earlier in the year.
Golly.
Arkansas was 0-6 in the conference for a reason. It wasn't because they was playing good and losing. It's because they're a bad basketball team.
Yeah.
Kentucky should have won that by 35 if they was like Jeff and Burrow claimed.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was their second win in SEC play, so it wasn't like it was, the cherry for John Calipari.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're not LSU or South Carolina here, okay? I mean, come on.
They're right next to it, Joe.
They're at least sitting in front of the line in that, okay? They're at least in front of them whenever they're getting to the bathroom.
This is if LSU
number one. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
This is as if LSU won against Alabama. That's what I think this is kind of like. This feels like. And I still think LSU is a better team than Arkansas right now.
Yeah, I'm worried about Kentucky's basketball team taking on the Monterey of their football team. Good Lord, are they going to go 5-12 in the conference play?
Golly, they totally fall off. They start to surprise us, even though you can't surprise us if you're Kentucky unless you're losing nonstop games or losing to Arkansas. But I mean, I can't compare it to the football team. I mean, this is still Kentucky basketball through and through, just led by a different man.
Well, and Jay is what he's talking about with that is that, I mean, I know that obviously if you've ever been to Fayetteville, Arkansas, there's nothing there. Okay,
there's a few Walmarts.
I mean,
there's like
few. It's literally funding the entire state is Walmart. And so there's nothing there, but at the same time, like, I don't know why it is, but I've always really just kind of liked Arkansas. I guess it's the old school look of all their uniforms. I don't know why it is.
The bumpy roads,
but
maybe.
That's just
the old school uniforms.
Backwoods, Alabama. And James, thanks for that phone call, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that. You must have not liked whenever Nike came in and was just like, let's just throw all of these cool details on the jersey. That's my favorite type of Arkansas. Was 2012? Is it
bad that I like the fact that they run out of a pig pen? They literally run out of a pig pen.
That is awesome. No, that is awesome. But I mean,
it's so redneck.
The swag that Arkansas brought in. But regardless of that, we're talking about, a totally different sports right
so redneck. I mean, if you could put up and design the most redneck football team in history, having them run out of a pig pen has to be at the top of this.
That's pretty bad.
You have them run out of a pig pen. I mean, the only thing that could have been funnier or better is if they literally had a boar with them as they were running out and they had a leash on it, like they're trying to act like it's, they're in Colorado.
You know that the government's not the government.
They have their cowboys over there.
What's that one service that, nobody cares about anymore?
PETA?
PETA, there you go. PETA.
Not PETA like you can get here. PETA is in, different PETA.
No, PETA, yeah. Because they're not all four of those live animals, those live mascots. I mean, they don't want to see the tiger, lead the Tigers out like LSU. Trust me. Never get it, but still.
No, the tiger trying to lead the Tigers out would lead in Tigers being mauled.
But you know what? One thing I love, okay, and this goes for Auburn.
Probably
this goes for the Philadelphia Eagles. When you got a bird, flying around the stadium.
I appreciate him playing the Arkansas's fight song.
That is the best type of mascot. You got a bald eagle. That is the most American thing you could do.
Yeah, you're right. Until it flies into a window.
It doesn't do that.
It has done that. I was there when it did that. Have you never saw it fly into a window?
No,
my heavens.
Well, yeah, probably,
Okay,
Auburn's eagle.
No. I know the exact date. You can look it up on YouTube. It was September 11th, 2011.
Oh, that's a terrible time to fly into a window.
I know. Okay, there's so many. I mean, it's been 20 something years, but you still can't make a joke about it. But what happened is they let the eagle go. All right, I am in the north end zone. And I'm there probably like 10, 15 rows from the end zone. And the eagle starts flying and all the Auburn fans, like they're doing all that. Yeah, they're doing that. Okay. And they're doing it. And the bird's flying in circles. The next thing, I can't hit that window. I wanted to just, falls. It just slams into the window, into the suite windows.
The luxury box window.
And it tries to recover. And as it recovers, you will see it fly over that north end zone. I tried to high five it because it was so low. I tried to high five a talon because I thought I would be able to. Now, it would have been a really dumb decision because I probably would have, but I tried to high five the talon as it was flying over.
Well, then I could probably see it at the end of this video here, but regardless of that.
Yes, no, it is again. It's a beautiful mascot. And I know that I'm sitting here making fun of the fact that Arkansas runs out of a pig pen, but I kind of actually like it because the redneck in me. But I'm looking at it, then turning around. The question I asked you, let's spin this sucker all the way back around. Let's whip it around.
You're the only one that can do it.
Who has had more first round or second round draft picks from Auburn in the last 5 years. The football team or the basketball team. Now, remember, the basketball team can only have first or second round draft picks.
Yeah. You know what? I could not name. Oh, I just saw the video just loaded. Oh, that's you right there.
Yeah, there it is. You see me high-fiving it.
I'm going to still say the football team. I can't name off any of the players, but I feel like there's had to be some defensive linemen, some offensive linemen, and maybe some linebackers, some defensive men. I don't know too many of the talent that would come out, except for maybe Tank.
So first and second round draft picks, the football team has had 4.
Oh, golly. I swung and I missed.
Derek Hall in the second round in 2023, Roger McCreary in the second round in 2022, and then you go to 2020 and you have Marlon Davidson, Noah Igbenogany, and Derek Brown all in the first and second round. So that's what, 5?
Yeah. No skill players.
No skill players. Basketball team has had 7. Basketball team has had 7 since 2019. Chuma Okeke, Isaac Okoro, Sharif Cooper, JT Thor, Davion Mitchell, Walker Kessler, and Jabari Smith. All of those have been drafted first or second round. And the football team, do you know the highest draft pick for the football team this year? The highest draft pick.
This past year?
This past year, as in like
third round.
Last season. I know we're coming up on the NFL draft. And this is the thing. This is what I grade football teams on.
I got you.
The football players having the ability to transition to the NFL. Do you have players on your field that are NFL caliber and can continue to grow so that when they go off and they're playing in a national championship or a Super Bowl and they're sitting there on Monday night in whatever city they're in New Orleans is in this case, you have everybody walking up to you like, so man, like, you got Alabama guys on your team. So like, are y'all like joking with each other? Like, I want that. Okay. Yeah. Do you realize the highest draft pick for Auburn in the 2024 draft? You've already said third.
No, I want to say 4.
Now you're going to say 4.
Because I don't know when.
She used to cut my hair.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Can you do my hair blonde?
No. See, thank you.
I keep getting denied.
This is why I trusted her. She would kill me right now because of my hair, but still. Oh, my head.
I'll say 4. So
she even said, no, I didn't do that.
Tank Bigsby. Tell me Tank Bigsby because I'm more of an offensive guy.
Tank Bigsby was third round draft pick 2 seasons ago.
Oh,
2 seasons ago.
Okay, gotcha.
Auburn's highest draft pick last year was in the 5th round.
Ooh, I was right in the middle then.
And you know what's sad? I don't even know this player.
What's his name?
Isaac.
That is right.
Wow.
Kalen Dubor.
This guy knows what's who?
Pritchett.
What's his first name?
Nahimian Pritchett.
Okay. Yeah, there goes your pronunciation.
Man, that's how bad it was. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Auburn had 5 players drafted, and none of them were in front of and higher than the first pick of the 5th round.
You just don't have any of those big names.
So this is the reason why Auburn fans are gravitating more towards basketball.
I mean, you can just say Jonai Broom, and everybody's doing backflips. One of the best players in the country. No, you don't say, you say, oh, yeah.
But that is where we are, okay? Are Alabama fans right now more excited about basketball or football?
Right now, it's definitely going to be basketball.
I don't think it is. I think that they enjoy basketball. I think they're having fun with basketball, but I think that they are more into the football than they are basketball. Auburn fans, you could definitely say that it's the other way around.
I understand where you're coming from, and we do need to hop into a break, okay? Football is one thing that you do not want to see fail at the University of Alabama. When it comes to the basketball, though, there's a lot of great games. Whenever it comes to the basketball, though, I think a lot of people are just living in the moment, and that's why we're excited more about that.
Do you know? Yeah, do you realize that if Auburn pulled a Notre Dame and they went independent, that the school would go bankrupt because they're never making it to the college football playoff to get the $20 million?
Not everybody has it in them.
Do you understand that? Like, that is where we are with that program. Again, the Bruce Pearl and Auburn and basketball, like they're get their slots and all this stuff, the money there, and that's only going to pay for so much. But the football program, that money and being successful there, that is where This is all the money for the football programs, all the renovations, all the stuff that's happening to Plainsman Park, which they are so close to finishing the Green Monster. It is going to look so beautiful. It is. It is. No, this was my idea that I gave to the former athletic director.
I bet you did.
I literally did.
Red
His first day of business. First day of business, I said to this man, we need this, okay? We need this.
Well, you know what?
He's like, you know a booster? No, but you do.
Yeah, they'll find one.
You'll meet him.
You know what we need? We need Ike Jones to give us a little bit more details on what's going on in the Plains. And we will be talking with him at the top of the second
Ask him that question.
hour.
Let that be the very first question we're going to ask him.
Okay, just remind me.
At the moment, right now, do you think that Auburn is more excited about basketball or focus on basketball or football?
And if whichever one he picks, we're going to pick the opposite to talk about first.
No, that's not what you do.
The Blitz, live on location here at Good Company Calf. Come on by, eat some food. We'll be back here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. For a limited time, GBank is offering a $250 bonus when you open a GBank Visa signature card. Apply today at vsin.com/GBank.
Tate Elliott wins the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem. The Daytona 500 is coming up a week from Sunday with Kyle Busch, the favorite, at 11-1. Ryan Blaney, 12-1. Brad Keselowski, 13-1. Joey Logano and Danny Hamlin both at 14-1. College basketball today, UAB a 1-point favorite against North Texas at Bartow Arena, 137.5 the total. Auburn and Oklahoma meet at Neville Arena tomorrow. Super Bowl 59 this week, Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Chiefs a 1.5 favorite over the Eagles, the total 48.5. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where AFS comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at afsrepair.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job.
Licensed in all states, will work as before. See website for detail. Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com. Football season and Bad Daddy's Burger Bar. The perfect combination of good times and great food. This season, score big with one of our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer from our huge selection. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and our new location at Cliff Farm, Highway 72 in Madison.
It's laundry season at Owen Home Appliance Center. Tired of that washer walking out the door and having to dry a load 2 or 3 times? It's time for a new washer and dryer. Pick from brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, and of course, Speed Queen. Try the new 2-in-1 GE Profile that washes and dries a load all in one machine. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's in the name, Owen Home Appliance Center.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky this afternoon. Still going to be warm across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s. A couple of folks probably going to see the lower 70s. There is a very small chance for a couple of light rain showers across the Tennessee Valley, but the vast majority of us are going to stay dry. We only drop into the lower 50s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. More cloud cover through Wednesday afternoon, but again, we're still going to be reasonably warm across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And now, a man who knows what you ate for breakfast.
Now for the biggest thinker of them all.
He knows it all. He is Drew DeArmond. Listen to Drew and Scott Tyson weekday mornings. It's Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
But that never worked.
Yeah, Joe might get down to this music, but I'd rather listen to the music here at Good Company.
We are so different with our music, man.
They've got
We
top-notch. They've got top-notch music here.
Alternative music.
Yeah, and we're here with Julia here from Good Company to tell us a little bit more about what she's got coming up.
She's got back from the dentist.
Here on location.
Did you get back from the dentist?
I don't know what to say.
No, it was a massive talking conversation. It was
I clocked out, everybody. I clocked out.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't matter.
Well, now you can have a mimosa. There you go.
I don't care whatsoever.
Okay. Well, regardless of that, I want to know because you handed me these two little flyers that have a few of the events you guys got coming up. I remember I came over here with Summer. She's out here eating as well. She's munching.
What's great is we've got running blockers so that nobody can see Summer eating.
I know,
on the camera.
But last time I was out here, I was playing games out here and having a wonderful time. Is that something you guys are having coming up, or is it something a little bit different?
So it's a little different, but it's getting to that point. I noticed the other day, I was like, it's getting warm out here. It's a little unseasonably warm. However, I am going back to the store to get our little kids set up so that they can play games too. Unfortunately, those games you played last year did not make it much longer after you left.
We were a little rough with them, so.
Well, everybody's having fun, and that's what we want here. Exactly. So what we have going on, though, coming up is two different things. The first one is Super Bowl, which I'm sure you guys are already talking about.
That's so much more important than the other one.
Oh, come on.
It's
Depends on who you talk to.
important.
It doesn't say the big game, it's the Super Bowl. Okay,
It's
so this is legit.
Yeah,
it is legit.
Yeah.
We all love football around here, so we put together a little Super Bowl board. So it's a pre-made spread for you that kind of goes along our charcuterie tray.
Yeah, like a charcuterie. Okay,
but it's a football charcuterie.
Okay.
So we're offering a board that's $60, and it's pimento and crackers, firecracker dip and chips, sausage balls, and salted chocolate chip cookies.
Very nice.
If you haven't had one of those, you got to give it a try.
Do you guys specifically just here you can get them?
Yeah, just here.
My. Okay.
Yep, there's some good
Make sure
stuff.
I don't leave without one of those.
We'll get you a Malden salted cookie. Oh, the sun's coming out. It's
Sun
gonna
right
blind
on
you.
me.
Oh, it's so sad.
I got my glasses.
A ray of
Continue.
sunshine. And then for Valentine's Day, which one of these men over here is saying not important. I saw a ring on that finger.
I
Your
know.
wife give me a ring.
It was a major talk. It's a major discussion point over the last 12 years.
So we decided to put together a fun little board that's not our typical board, and we're offering a few different selections on there. We have some Humboldt fog cheese, which if you haven't had it, it is so good.
Okay.
So good. And we have some brie, some goat cheese, some dark chocolate covered pomegranates, some milk chocolate sea salt caramels. We have a little bit of honey going in that as well, and some candy nuts, strawberries, blueberries, grapes, and crackers.
Wow.
And because we know everybody doesn't celebrate on the day of Valentine's, we're offering pickup on the 12th, 13th, or the 14th.
Very nice.
And those are available for pre-order on our website right now.
Well, Julia, I'm very much looking forward to all of that because some of those things that you named off, I don't even know what they are, but they sound amazing.
It's an elevated board, right?
Exactly. And we got to branch out. That's just the point
That's
of
right.
living
And
life.
the girly pops love this.
Yes. So definitely you can
Summer
definitely
right over here, backing me up per usual.
bring the women out, bring the husband out or whatever you got. Just bring them out to Good Company.
This is a great place to just chill.
Yeah.
Great place to come and hang out and just relax and just talk.
And look at Alfred as he's just like picking up his drink and
I was sitting there going, Alfred. I was like, where's Alfred here?
Wishing you farewell. That's that thing
Good
that
job,
goes through my
Christian
mind
Bell.
all the time is whenever I'm just like sitting out here.
You
and
and
I
Selena
look
Kyle.
over there. I just see Alfred and I'm just like, yep.
Are
And
we
then
on?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're on.
No.
We're on.
Just go watch Dark Knight Rises. You'll see what John's talking about.
Last 5 minutes, not the credits, but the last 5 minutes of the actual movie. But regardless of that, I need to eat some food here in a little bit.
Yes, we do. See if you'll eat the same thing you ate last year.
I might not want to. What would you suggest for a guy like me who wants protein? I love myself some sausage. I want all of that, and I want it in a sandwich form.
In a sandwich form.
You could do
you know what? You could branch out a little bit.
Yeah, it's not a sandwich, but I've just learned about the DIY mimosa.
That is right.
We have
not
a meeting
sandwich.
after this, Joe.
Help us get through it.
You're not wrong.
It's all of those things, but it's not a sandwich. Is our homemade biscuits and gravy.
See, that's what I want, right? I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
My hand may be in the camera. That's exactly what I'm going to order. By
Cheddar
the way,
bacon biscuit. You can always add another one if you want to bulk it up. And the gravy that we serve here is made with bacon.
I love that.
So it's a little different than what you're used to, but we can meet your need for protein by adding sausage on there.
Yeah, no, I'm
get one big.
So about 10:45.
Yeah,
just make sure. Just know that you need some caffeine to follow that. Otherwise, you might be taking a little nap.
That is true, and we got a long day ahead of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All of what you just said, just throw it in a box and just give it to me, and I think I'll be fine.
The DIY mimosa as well.
Yeah, just like mix it all in like a soup.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be so good. We'll give you the bottle by itself.
And you brought up the caffeine. I mean, why not? Just yeet that
But
in there.
speaking
as well.
of, though, we do offer DIY mimosas to go.
Okay.
So you can get a bottle of bubbly and a
Telling you.
carafe of homemade squeezed orange juice and take it to go. Go have a picnic. It's getting so nice outside.
Wow.
And that's kind of the thought behind the boards for
Mhm.
Valentine's Day is you can come pick them up. You don't have to do it here. You can go do it wherever you want to do that. Make a little romantic gesture, set up your house, go outside, do a picnic, take it somewhere with a beautiful view.
Summer really likes that idea, so I know where
God.
we're going to be going for Valentine's Day. But Julia, we very much appreciate you. We love
I like
getting
the
to
way he's
come.
trying to end this conversation now that you've brought all those ideas.
I know. Now you just have to simmer in it.
I got to remember them. I got to write them down in my notes as soon as possible.
I'll help you close it. John will help you close
Okay,
it.
all
We
right.
are open Tuesday to Sunday, 8 to 3, and we serve brunch and lunch all day. So come out and see us. We are not just for the ladies. We
Nope.
also have good stuff for the guys too, as I just sold to John. So come see us. We're here and we'd love to serve you and let us get to know
Heck,
you
I
as part of our
want a
community.
latte right now. I've already tried the cappuccino. Now I want the latte.
Joe, remember,
What?
too much caffeine.
It's
not
good for me.
Okay.
It's good for me.
As long as you don't want to go over that 600 mark, though.
This baseball game here in a little bit is going to sound just like a hockey game. Like, all right, here comes the pitch right now. He's going to be third base right now. He's running around. This is going to go to, and there's the second pitch. And now he's going to be going. I see a fan right behind center field, and he's just going to be walking really fast and slow.
I thought you said a hockey game, not an auction. Come on now.
Also, we know what you can do if you ever decide to retire. Just go straight into auctioneering.
Yes, that's all I just talk a lot. That's really all it is. So
We're in the right business.
yes.
Either way, we'll take it to break off of that. When we come back, we're still going to be on location. You guys can still come on down and have some brunch with us here on the Blitz, here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
And don't forget, go to Big Zone Deals, 977ESPN.com to get your half-off gift certificates for good company. $50 worth for just $25.
We'll be right back. See you on the other side.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
From the University of Alabama, this is Crimson Tide Today. It's a daily update on Bama sports, and it's brought to you by Everwood Treatment Company, the official treated lumber of Alabama athletics. Everwood, wood treated right. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Here are thoughts from head coach Christy Curry following Alabama women's basketball's victory on Sunday against Georgia.
Really proud of our team's response today. I thought we did a really nice job, of getting our defense set early, and we're able to get some box outs and get our transition game going. I think, again, when we can get stops and get easy looks in transition and put ourselves in a number situation, we're obviously much more efficient offensively. So really proud of our team today and our response. Obviously, last week was tough. And, I think adversity often reveals character. And I love our kids' character and how they've continued to weather hard and embrace it this week. And then saw so many little girls in the stand. And it's just truly a blessing to have the opportunity to impact others and to be servant leaders. And I know our players really appreciated that today.
I'll have more in a moment.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
If you missed last night's edition of Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show presented by Alpha Insurance, catch it on demand on the Alabama Insider podcast, as well as a video archive on the UACTSN YouTube page. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by Everwood. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Steve Moulton from 97.7 ESPN The Zone, and this is What's Happening. Be sure and download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store, depending on your device, so you can take us wherever you might go. And you can also check out our latest zone deals. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. The top left banner reads, "Savings never tasted so good." Click on that, then enter in the Big Zone Deal store for half-off zone deals of Lawler's Barbecue, Sea Salt, Carrabba's Italian Grill, Bubby's Diner, Corlejos Mexican Grill, Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, Divergence, Full Moon Barbecue, Bigfoot Little Donuts, Apple Lane Farms, the Decatur location, an overnight stay at Gunnersville State Park, and rounds of golf at Cherokee Ridge Golf Course and Gunter's Landing. And that's what's happening.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. For a limited time, GBank is offering a $250 bonus when you open a GBank Visa signature card. Apply today at vsin.com/GBank.
Chase Elliott wins the Cookout Clash at Bowman Gray Stadium in Winston-Salem. The Daytona 500 is coming up a week from Sunday with Kyle Busch, the favorite, at 11-1. Ryan Blaney, 12-1. Brad Keselowski, 13-1. Joey Logano and Danny Hamlin both at 14-1. College basketball today, UAB, a 1-point favorite against North Texas at Bartow Arena, 137.5 the total. Auburn and Oklahoma meet at Neville Arena tomorrow. Super Bowl 59 this week, Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Chiefs, a 1.5 favorite over the Eagles, the total 48.5. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Temperatures drop into the lower 50s as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. Mostly cloudy sky. Wednesday afternoon, temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 60s. A couple of folks talking about the lower 70s. A couple of rain showers are going to be possible through Wednesday afternoon, but the day's certainly not going to be a wash, and the vast majority of us probably going to end up staying dry. We only drop into the mid and upper 50s as we head into the overnight, early Thursday morning. Much the same Thursday afternoon, a mostly cloudy sky. Temperatures climbing into the lower 70s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. Joe Hunk, John Abraham, 256-576-4977. Welcome to the Blitz.
Our best hour. God, you screw that up the whole time. Second hour, final hour, best hour on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And the Blitz. No, the words were there, just not in the right order, as we are hanging out at good company for one more hour where you can get half off gift certificates simply by going to 977ESPN.com, clicking on the banner that says Big Zone Deals, and you can get a $50 gift certificate for half price, $25. And in fact, as we are getting ready to talk to Ike Jones, I've got my latte that may have a drip of water in it now, but it is right here on the camera, and we're good to go.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Big Zone Deals would work perfectly around this time because of all the events that they got coming up.
Magnificent.
So, yeah, and you got yourself a second dose of caffeine.
Yeah, this is going to be so bad later on.
You're going to be launched. I mean, you're
wait till you see me on the Havoc Hour.
I can't wait to see you on the Havoc Hour, Joe. I can't wait.
Between the Havoc Hour, UAH baseball, all of that, it's about to be a day.
Well, I'm going to help you out as much as I can, and hopefully Ike Jones will do the same from the War Report, as he's going to talk a little bit of Auburn basketball with us, or Auburn football. It really depends. And Ike, how are you doing today, man?
I am doing great. I'm really good. It's a good day. It's not cold right now, so I'm happy about that.
That's great to hear. And the first question I have to ask to you right now is, over in Auburn, let me know, what are we more excited about? Is it the football or is it the basketball? What is the main concern and
main focus?
What is the main focus?
Yeah, main focus.
It's basketball season, and we're revved up about basketball. Now, listen, it's a football season, right? And so, people are going to be talking about football, but the excitement right now is inevitable.
Well, it's sad that we have to have the conversation for a few reasons. One, because football team's so bad. Two, because you're talking about the number one team in the country. I mean, look, and I don't know how long you've been around the plains and you've been covering this, but I mean, if you would have told 20-year-old Joe this, I mean, if we're going back to 2002 and you're saying, hey, man, I'm just letting you know that in 2025, Auburn's not only going to be the number one team in the nation, they're going to be the number one team in the nation for multiple weeks. Like, it isn't just like it was back in 99 when Chris Porter and Mamadou Njai and those players just got to number one and then just lost it. I mean, it's going to be one of those type things. I mean, this basketball team and what Bruce Pearl has built, was it surprising to see how well that they're going on the road, especially with an Ole Miss team that I know that they were struggling, but it's still a ranked Ole Miss team on the road in the SEC?
Surprising, I don't think so, just because you watched this team, and coming into the season, you knew you had a lot of seniority, a lot of players with a lot of experience. And so those road environments aren't going to feel the same when you've got guys who've just been battle tested like that. And then you watch them play throughout the season going up into that game. Their only concern was whether or not Ole Miss was going to turn them over a bunch and turn it into a close situation. But every time Ole Miss made a run, somebody from Auburn hit an amazing shot, and it just kind of stemmed the momentum enough for Auburn to take advantage of it and finally close it out down the stretch.
Yeah, and I looked at this team just a few weeks ago, and honestly, just a few days ago with how fast this season is moving by. But the Georgia matchup, going into Tennessee, going into LSU, of course, it's a bunch of big wins. But at the same time, some of them seemed like the team was a little bit off. And on top of that, Jonai Broom, the best player, I would say one of the best players in the country, was also dealing with an injury. Talk a little bit about, how this team kind of adjusted throughout that time without him, and now where he is at with his health and getting back to 100%.
Yeah, I mean, during that stretch, it was definitely a lot of conversation about how long he would be out, how Auburn could absorb the loss of, who I think is the best player in the country, bias aside from who I cover and all that. I think he's the best player in the country. You can look at the statistics and how he dominates and the gravity. And anyway, you didn't ask me that question. I'll move on. The team adjusted by having enough depth. And this is the thing that Bruce Pearl has tried to put in his teams for the last few seasons, enough depth to be able to absorb temporary absences of people, whether that's foul trouble, whether that's, hey, he's just slumping right now, we need to get somebody else in there, or injury. Mm-hmm. You've got enough depth to absorb it. Now, the Tennessee game, he came back and played hurt and played ridiculously. Like, nobody expected him to be on one leg, basically willing that team to victory there. But in the two games in his absence, luckily you had a couple of teams who were not going to be the most offensively dominant teams. So you had the ability to kind of absorb the fact that you didn't need to score 70 points to win the game, right? You could do what you need to do on the defensive end, and they've got enough defensive players to be able to do that sort of thing. But then when he's coming back and he's, visibly, he looks like he's not 100%. He's still his presence on the court demands attention from the other players, specifically on the defense, and the other players feed off of that. And that's why this team is so good, is because they know how to play complementary basketball around Wood Cheney as well.
Yeah, and you talked about it. I mean, those other players that maybe feed off of what he does. I mean, sometimes it doesn't even take Johni Broom's appearance for them to play some good basketball. And although that matchup against Ole Miss was close at times, you look at what this Auburn team is capable of, and it's several guys getting above double digits. Talk a little bit about the depth of this team and how this is going to come into play going into March.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that you love about this team is the ability to shoot. Like the last couple of teams that have unfortunately sputtered when you get into March, those teams just couldn't shoot the basketball really well from the outside. That is not the case in this team. Miles Kelly gives you a guy who is consistently not just a threat to do it, but like he's an absolute knockdown shooter with a hand in his face. Denver Jones had been struggling the last couple of games. He came back alive during the Ole Miss game. I think he hit like 4 of 7 or something like that from 3. Like that is going to be a crucial cog right there. And then you've got, Tahad Pettiford, who can come in and he can absolutely knock down the outside shot. Chaney Johnson hasn't shot the ball well, but he's a threat from out there. And then Broom has improved his 3-point shooting. So that plus the ability to knock down the free throws is a huge difference in what this team has been the last couple of years and how they're comprised this year. They've always been a good defensive team like Bruce Pearl. It's the offense that's woken up this year that's allowed them to be so dominant.
The game happening tonight at Neville Arena, 8 p.m., SEC Network, is what I am calling the battle for Jackson Arnold.
Yes.
And I am curious, is there any way that we can make this loser keeps him match?
I don't think that that's going to work, because I'm pretty sure that Hugh Freeze would blow a gasket if Oklahoma were to lose and get Jackson Arnold back. And I'm positive Bruce Pearl's not throwing the game to get Jackson Arnold to stay as quarterback.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Jackson Arnold goes with the loser. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Jackson Arnold stays with the winner. I'm saying Jackson Arnold goes
that's what I'm saying. Bruce Pearl's not going to lose that for his friend Hugh Freeze so that they can keep Jackson Arnold as quarterback. Like, he's not doing that. So I don't think that that's going to fly.
I just want like a cage above the AU in the middle of the court with Jackson Arnold there. Just like, that's what I want, man. That's all I'm asking for. Is just that's it for this game tonight. Just make it just a little bit more interesting than what is. And look, I know Oklahoma looked good the other day, but are we expecting that Oklahoma team to come in tonight to play Auburn?
So the thing about Oklahoma is, and this is the wild card with basketball in general, but specifically college basketball, because when you get into these types of scenarios where you've got to play one game and make it happen, Oklahoma shoots the 3 ridiculously well. They've got like 4 or 5 guys that are shooting 35% or above from 3. And so that's kind of the equalizer in basketball. You can play really great, but if you can knock down 3-point shots even with a hand in your face, you're going to make it difficult for teams to pull away. That being said, Auburn shouldn't lose this basketball game, because Oklahoma, though they shoot the 3 well, Auburn's one of the best 3-point defense teams in the country, let alone the SEC. So it's kind of a strength on strength in that regard. And then when you couple that with the fact that Oklahoma's kind of weak on the interior, they're a smaller team. Auburn should be able to rebound and get themselves second chance points. Shouldn't lose the game, right? But again, that 3-point shot's the great equalizer. If they can come out there and be hot in that regard, it's going to make it a game where Auburn's going to have to win it by playing really great defense.
No doubt about that. Ike Jones from the War Report is our guest, talking all things Auburn. As we look at this Oklahoma team in general, and I mean, they're going to be going into their tough side of the schedule. I mean, they have done pretty well, I would say, for their first time in the SEC. But Auburn, on the other hand, they're 20-1. They're looking forward to even more of a tough schedule, which is going to start, of course, Oklahoma tonight. You get Florida, who it's been just a surprisingly physical team that has just been continuously good, at least in a consistent way. Vanderbilt, who's up and down, then Alabama, and then it's kind of just back and forth for the rest of the way. talk a little bit about Auburn and their final stretch to the season and what you need to see from them to make sure they solidify that spot at the top.
Yeah, I think it starts with just protecting the home floor, right? Like you're going to get Oklahoma tonight. You get Florida coming up this weekend. You need to get both of those games. And then you go into that game against Alabama where it's on the road. And, that's probably the toughest game left on the schedule other than maybe on the road versus Texas A&M. And that's no disrespect to Florida. I just think that Auburn at home is a different animal, and Florida on the road has been kind of up and down. But at home versus Bama, other than the inexplicable game that they had versus Vanderbilt, Bama has been a really great team inside of their own building. So that's going to be a difficult one for Auburn. And you ask, what do I want to see from them? I want to see them continue to play efficiently offensively because their defense has been there consistently the entire year. It's been the offense that has had points where it hasn't looked as good. Again, a portion of that is Janai Broom's out. They got to readjust. But, guys making shots they just got to continue to do that. Particularly you're talking about those guards like Denver Jones to Todd Pettiford, who had struggled the last couple. If they can go on the road to Alabama and they can score effectively in that game, that's going to tell me what I need to know as far as the focus of this team when it comes to big matchups. And I think that they will put themselves in the driver's seat for regular season SEC title at that point in time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I think we're blessed to have those Alabama-Auburn matchups at the point that we are because these teams are both living up to the hype.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to keep myself cool about this because this is almost like, we're looking forward to a real Iron Bowl because it's not called the Iron Bowl. We're looking at a real Iron Bowl where both teams are undefeated. It's number 1 and number 2 in the country. Like it's one of those, don't say it.
A real rivalry, Joe.
It is a real rivalry. But for a lot of Auburn fans and Alabama fans that are getting ready for this game happening on the 15th, it's not like Auburn's got a pushover on Saturday that they're going to have to play. I mean, I know that we're focused on Oklahoma tonight, but it's not like this Florida team that's, a top 10 team in the country is bad or anything.
Right. Yeah, no, Florida is an absolute menace of a team. You talked about the physicality that they have, the guard play. I am interested to see. They had an injury happen to one of their lead guards the other night, kind of see where he is as far as his ankle is concerned going into the remainder of this week. I think they have a game coming up as well. So we'll see kind of where he is with that. Walter Clayton, I couldn't think of his name for any reason. Walter Clayton got injured in that last game. So if he's going to be healthy, then of course they're going to, but I think minus Walter Clayton, it takes a little bit of steam out of their offensive capability. So we'll see what happens with that one.
Ike Jones, War Report, real quick. I don't know if I've got to ask you the question. The whole Jackson Arnold situation in the first place. How are you feeling about this football team and how it's being ran during the offseason?
Listen, I don't think anyone can doubt the recruiting prowess and the amount of talent that Coach Hugh Freeze has accumulated in his time at playing. The issue has been the results on the field just haven't seemed to match the talent. And when you bring in a guy like Jackson Arnold, who, let's be honest, he didn't play very well last year. And there's a lot of reasons for that and a lot of extenuating circumstances, but he's in a prove-it year along with the coach who is really in a prove-it year himself. And so, I hope that urgency lends itself to not a desperate play, but a play that shows your hunger on the field and the way that your coaching has that hunger behind it. But yeah, the offensive returns have been up and down, specifically when you're talking about turnovers. They've got a lot that they've got to prove offensively this season. And, again, I hope that feeling turns into hunger for this team this year and they go out there and handle business, because otherwise you're looking at a situation where you brought in this great recruiting coach, but what do you do with that when he's not putting the results on the field?
Yeah, put him as an assistant. I'd say that. Regardless, I think you've probably eased a few minds of the Auburn fans here in the Huntsville or North Alabama area. Ike, we always appreciate your time, brother. Let the people know where they can find you online and on social so they can keep up with all things on the Plains.
Yeah, absolutely. The YouTube channel is The War Report. You can check us out there. I am online tweeting at TWR Ike Jones. And we are at The War Report on all those social media platforms. So make sure you check us out. And thewarreport.com. I'll bring that segment over there.
Great as always, Ike. Enjoy the basketball this week. It's going to be good. Always is.
Let me know if the cage is up. Let me know.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right. All right, Jones. Look, that's all I want, man. I do.
Yeah.
Just give him a little water bottle up there like he's a gerbil. just do that and let's just give me that. That's what I want. See, and he still thinks that I'm trying to keep Jackson Arnold. No, I want him to go.
See, yeah,
and I want the loser to take him with them.
Ike doesn't know your true feelings about the Jackson Arnold situation. See, Jackson Arnold was a really good prospect coming out of high school, but what he's shown us last season definitely doesn't feel too different than Peyton Thorne.
No, it is basically the exact same.
No.
It is you have some of the best weapons that Auburn has ever had at the wide receiver position.
Doubt.
And you do not have somebody that is going to be capable enough to get them the football.
Oh, we have somebody capable enough to answer the phones. And when we get back from break, we will be hopping into the phone lines. Brandon going to be up next. When we get back here live from Good Company Cafe here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com. Eagle Masonry and Insulation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
But you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I'm Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
See, now this song makes me think baseball.
I think Eminem.
This is okay. Well, this is another version of it, because this Eminem song version of this is also fantastic.
Wonderful. I remember, was it Michigan, Notre Dame? I think he was on location. He looked fried. Gone. Yeah, that's another way to put it.
Yeah, he looked fried. Either way is a good way of saying it. We are not fried. In fact, we're just chill because we are at Good Company Cafe right here in Main Street South. If you are coming from South Huntsville, it is right before you get to Gulf Road on your left. That is where Main Street South is. If you are coming from the north, east, or west, it is going to be right before you kind of start hitting all the secondary overpasses past Gulf Road. So you're going to want to take that Gulf Road exit and just head over right past the Redstone Arsenal entrance and just go right over there to your right. And that is where we are at right now, hanging out on the patio of Good Company Cafe, where you can be as well and be doing it for half price simply by going to 977ESPN.com, clicking on our Big Zone deals. And when you do that, you are able to get half off gift certificates, $50 worth for just $25. It is as simple as that. You go, you get $25. All you pay is $25. You get $50 worth of stuff. And look, I was just mentioning a few seconds ago the Elvis that is their special today. That's only $12. So just think about how much food and drinks and all that you can get. I have my latte over here that I may or may not have been drinking while Ike was explaining exactly the problem with Jackson Arnold. I'm just saying it could have totally been a meme that we have seen numerous times.
I know exactly what you're talking about. So, this is fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. And so that is what we're doing at Good Company. So you need to make sure that you come down as well. And look, there's a chill vibe to this. Okay, there's a European hanging out on the patio and just relaxing vibe. It has fantastic Wi-Fi, so you can work a little bit if you need to. That is what we are on right now with all of our stuff. It's the reason why you're able to watch us on WZZN TV simply by going to YouTube, going to X, following us there, and being able to watch the show no matter where you are. And that's going to be another way that you're going to be able to watch the Havoc Hour tonight at the Iceplex. That's right.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. I know that we're going to have a lot of Havoc fans listening in on that, watching on that, and make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel.
There's going to be a ton of Havoc fans that are there, especially after they obliterated the Quad City Storm on Friday and Saturday.
Plenty of goals to talk about, Joe.
Just not for Quad City. I mean, there were 12 goals to talk about there. And one of the questions is because, again, we need Benito Posa got the Gordie Howe, but so did Connor Fries. But Connor Fries' Gordie Howe is not one you celebrate because the man literally was in the middle and in front of the crease of the goalie. He gets knocked down, then starts getting pounded on the face, even with sticks, and then he gets put into the box for fighting. And we're like, come on, that's not a Gordie Howe that we want. It's so dumb. So dumb. Jack Yannick had 2 goals. Buster Larson had 2 goals. It was a fun night Saturday night.
You could say that the Storm was kind of tame.
Oh no, that was a horrific storm. That was just such a letdown. Okay, we had everything ready. We were ready for a battle, and all we got was a little bit of sprinkling.
Jeez,
nothing. Let's go to the phone lines 256-576-4977. Brandon, welcome into the Blitz, man. How's it going?
Well, I was looking at some of these pictures of some of the food from where y'all were at, and I actually commented a couple of the pictures on the Facebook post that's got your live stream on it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you that biscuit and gravy they got, that looks like some straight fire.
It does. It absolutely does. No, you did. You put it on there, and I'm looking right now. This biscuits and gravy. I want it, man.
Let me see.
I'm wanting. Let me get back over here. Brandon did. Look at this.
It's on to my whole team. Touch that thing, folks.
There's that thing, folks.
Oh my gosh, my tummy's already empty. I need.
No, I think that's the thing for me, Brandon. Is I've got a baseball game right after this, and that's 9 innings, man. That is 9 innings.
Let's get outside.
I am so going to quote Bob Uecker so much today.
The other picture I posted, now that's gumbo, correct?
Yes.
I'd have to sample some of that gumbo if I was y'all before I left, if they've got it. I wouldn't be able to get out of there without trying some of that shrimp. That looks like it hits the spot on a day like today.
Well, we definitely will have to try it. I don't know how much. I don't know if I've ever even had gumbo, Joe.
Have you never had gumbo?
Are you a gumbo guy?
Oh, I love gumbo.
I don't know.
Jambalaya, gumbo, all of that. Give me every bit of that.
Although I've lived in the South for a majority of my life, I still kind of eat northern food. I mean, it's pasta almost every night. Yeah, or ramen because poor. No, I am a penny pincher.
No,
I saved that money.
No, I'm not saying it as a bad thing. I'm saying it as you're trying to save money right now.
I always look for the best deal.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is you're trying to save money.
You go to Sam's or Costco and get one of the $5 chickens, and then you've got protein to go with the ramen.
Oh my gosh!
And then you got protein for 2 days. That's how you do that when you're trying to stretch that money.
You know, Brandon, I just found out how much an actual like subscription to Costco costs, and I was like, I feel like everybody should have this. I mean, it's too cheap to not take advantage of. Similar to the Big Zone deals.
I'm telling you.
I'm just saying.
Years ago, when I was a lot lower socioeconomic status than I am now, it wouldn't have been unnormal to have gone to Sam's or Costco on a Sunday when they were handing the samples out and maybe make 2 or 3 trips through the line for a free lunch. I'm not going to admit straight up to doing that, but I may have.
No, look, and this is the reason why I say right now, Costco, $9 pizza to last you like 3 days.
The pizza is really good.
$9 pizza. I've tried to get John on this pizza for months, and he kept saying, no, I'm good.
I don't go to Costco. I don't have a subscription, but Meryl, thankfully, she bought some pizza while we were setting up the studio, and
it changed your life.
Oh my goodness,
it changed your life.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There's still some left if you want. It's 4 days
I've got
old.
some at home, by the way. I'm good.
Okay.
Well, I'm out working on food options right now. We're going to feed the spring garden teams for their game, whether it be Friday night or Saturday night. I am hoping and praying for Friday night very, very, very much. I've never wanted to root against a school of faith to lose a game, but at this point, I'm totally in the boat. So
you're kind of alone on that one because I think 2 weeks ago there were a lot of people rooting against the school of faith.
Yeah, that's something there. So.
I mean,
after what they did after what these girls did last night, they chose violence in the first quarter.
And I'm okay with that.
0.
It was okay. So it was actually 40-0. I thought there was a little bit of
really 40-0?
It was 40-0 at the end of the first quarter. And I'm sitting there looking at other parents, and I'm like, "Are we doing this?" And I'm like, "We chose violence." I was like, I didn't think somebody getting beat up like this since I
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for them.
All right, Steve.
Hold on. So wait.
It sounds like the Bishop Sycamore game against IMG. That's what it sounds
but Bishop Sycamore was a fake team. This was a real team. So was this the first round of area? Is that what that was last night?
This was the area championship.
Oh my God!
Oh sweet heavens!
This is like Buckhorn against Columbia back in
2
heavens. Years ago.
Those girls may not. Those girls may not recover.
I hope they do.
I just looked around and I thought, like, I expected them to come out swinging them haymakers, and I told Drew and them, Avery Stewart, lady pulled out in front of her, totaled her car right there in front of the school. She's got marks all over, and she goes out there and drops 4 threes in the first quarter.
That's composure, if I've ever heard of it.
And she's all of 5'2", 105 pounds.
It's like a Scotty Scheffler type of game right there, you know?
There's a car right now.
Put me in jail, and I'll just win $100 million over the course of the rest of the year. And a gold medal.
And a gold medal.
And a gold medal.
That.
Yeah, after spending a night in jail.
Hey, put me in jail if I could get $100 million in a gold medal. Did he win the FedEx Cup too?
He won everything. I'm pretty sure he won literally everything.
Okay, seriously. Look, for one night.
Is that one of the sound effects?
I don't know if that was that or if that was your car, if that was my laptop. I have no idea. But like for $100 million, you're darn right I would spend a week in jail. I mean, not even a night. Not even a night. I spent a week.
You know what's funny? I was driving this morning when I was driving into Talking Ball. All right,
Brandon, you just got us on a side tangent.
I was driving by the jail or the prison or whatever. The jail.
The Huntsville City Jail.
I look over and I'm just like, I wonder how many lights are on. And I see there's a few, and I'm like, I bet mornings there are pretty cozy. And then I was like, what am I thinking?
What are you thinking? You have never been in the Huntsville City Jail, have you?
No, I've not.
Yeah, I took a tour of it.
Do they do that often?
Oh yeah, no, they let you go in. They actually, it's pretty cool because sometimes they have hang out with the prisoner day. Oh. It's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah, you go in their cell and you sit there and just talk and stuff.
It's like a lottery pick.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You go in their little cubicles that they have, their little quad areas that they go, and you just sit there and just hang out and talk about life.
Brandon, you got anything else for us?
listening to y'all talk, I can see y'all doing a broadcast from the jail and then doing a remake of the movie where Burt Reynolds was in. I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Longest Yard.
The Longest Yard. There we go. I can see y'all doing that at the Huntsville jail. The Longest Yard.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Let's do a live show from the Huntsville jail.
That's definitely all we need right now is Brandon turning on his radio, and here I am like, all right, we're choosing teams right now between the lifers and the death row inmates as we are trying to see who's going to be winning this free throw right here. First one to miss gets shot. Here we go. 3, 2, no.
They're like, oh, that was a good shot, John. And I'm just like, I got shanked, bro. I'm in pain.
Why are you moving so slow, man? God, trust me, you don't want to fumble in that game. I mean, trust me, being at the bottom of that pile is not a good thing.
You know, any idea Brandon has is a good idea. I think we should do it. All right, Brandon, we appreciate it, man.
Thanks for that. No, because now I have that idea, and I do not want that idea.
We're
not going to do a show from the Huntsville City Jail.
Okay, Steve set that up. Well, you did ask about a question during the break, and I was thinking,
I don't think you can get Wi-Fi in there.
No,
I'm pretty sure they don't want you to have Wi-Fi.
There are inmates with their iPhones or their iPods or whatever.
You don't want to touch them because you know how those things get in.
I'm not going to touch any of their stuff. I'm going to leave it. Let them be. They're going to listen to the good sports talk, and we're going to go on with our day.
That's exact. No, I wonder right now, okay, because I know this happens. And I know every single place I've ever been, there are always inmates that listen to sports talk radio. That's right now. See, that's what it's like in jail. They're all like at nighttime when they're all trying to go to sleep. It's up on the rails, up on the bars.
Exactly.
Yeah. No. This is ideal. See, he goes to odds. I go to Ernest goes to jail. Those are two totally different worlds right now.
See, whenever you think about the inmates having fun at night, I think about the Polar Express when everybody gets hot chocolate. That's what I think.
Hey!
Hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Or hot sock water.
See, no. Okay, so no, we're not doing this from jail.
No.
We're not going to be a part of. Wait, is there like a Huntsville City jail basketball 3-on-3 tournament?
Probably. And you know what? We need to look into it. But we're not at jail. We're in good company.
And I just know the inmates listening.
Cafe.
We appreciate you listening. Thank you so much. I'm going to say at the moment, we don't want to do a show from there.
Joe may have different ideas. And you also have a question for me that you wanted to ask.
And the reason is because as we were sitting here earlier, and we were getting ready for the show at the very end of Talking Ball, they were talking about the AD and Luka trade. And they're like, is this really that big of a deal? And again, it's all obviously based on opinion if you think it's that big of a deal. I mean, obviously for a non-basketball fan, you could sit there and go, oh, okay, cool, these two guys got traded. But this isn't like this is an off-season deal. Like this is in the middle of the season. You haven't even had the All-Star break yet. Both guys that may be going to the All-Star game, regardless of health, and they're going to be now with different logos on their jerseys. Like it's going to be strange.
And one of them gets to play with LeBron James. Again, we forget about him at this time because we're thinking about Luka, who's one of the best players of today's game. Here's the thing, though. Think about all of the trades we got to see throughout the NFL season. This one is bigger than all of those.
Well, no, they are. And even looking at the one now that it could be paying off for him is the fact that the Titans traded DeAndre Hopkins to the Chiefs. And even though he's not one of the top 1 or 2 receivers for that team right now, the Titans traded him to Kansas City for this exact purpose. They wanted him to go and try to get a championship because that is what D-Hop deserves. The man is a Hall of Famer, and he deserves to have a ring, regardless as to what team that ring is going to be tied to in this. He deserves it. I know that you would be like, oh, well, he's, I really want to get a ring when he was a Texan. Well, no, it's not going to happen. But at the same time, his career needs that, not to get into the Hall of Fame, but it's more about he deserves that for all the garbage that he's went through, because we like to act like you forget that he was also in Houston when Deshaun Watson was doing all this crap.
But that's like saying that Larry Fitzgerald deserves a Super Bowl.
Larry Fitzgerald does deserve a Super Bowl.
And he almost had it, and it didn't happen.
No, he almost had it. Then it was Plexico Burress that made like the most amazing catch in Super Bowl history with a toe drag swag in the end zone.
I don't think about that one. I think of Santonio Holmes in the back of the end zone.
No, that's the one I was thinking of. Yeah, I couldn't remember if it's Santonio Holmes or Plexico Burress, but Larry Fitzgerald 1000% deserves one, but oddly enough, I still don't even think Larry Fitzgerald is retired. Like he hasn't played,
No, I think
but I don't think
done.
he's actually filed the paperwork to be retired. But the problem is he just wants to be an Arizona Cardinal.
Yeah, but even that D-Hop trade, okay, it wasn't that big. Even
nowhere
though
close.
he deserves it way more than Juju Smith-Schuster deserves a Super Bowl ring,
And
let
Juju
alone a
already got
second one.
Yeah.
You think about that one. You think about the Devontae Adams trade. None of those were as big as this Luka Doncic trade, and that's why this is so big. Is because this is a huge player. This was a huge piece, and then you see how the Mavericks put up the points that they did against the next opponents after Luka was already in LA. That's when you see the impact that it's already had.
Well, and it's more about fit for a team and what's happening. I think that the whole Luka deal was more about an amazing player that has kind of it ran its course in Dallas. You know, the coaching staff changed. He talked about that, about how people that he enjoyed got let go. It affected him mentally, and he was just kind of like, all right, I'm just kind of done here.
Yeah.
And like he had ran his path with Dallas. I think that in 15 years, let's not act like Luka wasn't the reason this Dallas Mavericks team even went to the NBA Finals.
He was.
Because people even forget that team went to the NBA Finals. But with him, it is now going to LA. And look, on the court, off the court, that they're both going to be affected by LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay. And LeBron's work ethic is not going to put up with Luka not having any work ethic.
Yeah.
And so, and that's always been the rumor about, hey, look, if LeBron's going to work, like he's going to be that guy, first guy in, last guy out. He's always going to be focused and he's going to be watching everything else. And if you're not playing to that level, he is going to call you out on it. Now, regardless as to what you believe about LeBron, like everybody has an opinion on it. Personally, I love him more for his off the court stuff than his on the court stuff. But as far as the leader that he is, he's not going to put up with Luka not putting in work.
Exactly.
And I think that is part of what was getting under Dallas's skin, is the fact that you could be a guy that would be worth a $200 million max salary contract or whatever, but you're not showing us the work ethic that makes us believe that if we give you this money, that you're going to be on the court doing what a player of that caliber deserves.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
so now LeBron needs to do that. But now with AD going over and the whole trade taking place, there's a lot of people, and especially myself, I was joking yesterday with Bo Estes before we got him on with Tom, as I was just like, look, man, when this came out, I think I checked 5 or 6 different sources and different outlets that I knew were credible before I actually started believing this, because it could have been this is ESPN with 2 N's or or 2 S's or something like that.
Or
Just
ESDN.
ESDN, or it was, something along those lines, or EPSN or something, something like that.
It definitely seemed like one of those trades that you just can't believe. And
No.
that's why I think it's so special. By the way, I didn't want to bring this up because it would be so off topic, but did you notice that Jeep right there? That is a Pat Summit Jeep.
Yeah. That's part of the Tennessee Summit's auction, their
Summit
marketing campaign to get the team to the WNBA.
It's got little mud flaps on the inside that say P, and then on the inside Summit. That is awesome. I mean, some people would hate it.
It's all part of the Tennessee Summit.
Some people would hate it.
Tennessee Summits,
But really cool.
No, it is. But what I'm saying is that there was a lot of people that go, wait a second, is this really that big of a deal? And I think that I know that even on Feinbaum, Peter Burns yesterday asked, like, what was the last time that you were shocked by something that happened in sports? Like, legitimately shocked. Some people would say Nick Saban retiring. You could say, you could start looking at those types of instances. But I'm wanting to know, when was the first time?
I got the perfect one for you, Joe.
And here's the reason I say that, okay? Because before anybody ever gets upset with people of an older generation saying, music today just isn't the same. How many times have we heard this? The music today can't even touch the music of the 1970s, the 1980s. Like, you're going to hear that all the time.
All they're doing is mumbling.
Right. But what it is their baseline has been set with this music. And so that's the reason why. Just like my
Some common
baseline.
mistakes when making left turns.
Yes. And those would be the fact that sometimes people aren't going to agree with this. So I want to know, what was the story? What was the moment? What was the sports event that created that baseline, that very first shock that you sat there, whether it was in school, whether it was in high school, whether you were at work, wherever you were, that you said, I cannot believe that just happened, or I cannot believe that really happened.
I'm trying to think of the exact day, but this goes back to around 2007, 2008. And I think you know exactly where I'm going with this.
1 trillion %.
Brett Favre. this whole story about him going from Green Bay
I did not know that.
to the New York Jets. I love Brett Favre. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks. I read books on him when I was in elementary school. I mean, this is what I liked to read books about, was a little bit of the football. I wasn't fully involved. Of course, I was only like 8 years old at the time. So that point, I was just kind of getting into it. I was dipping my toes, and I needed that player that really helped me get to it. The Browns were pretty bad, all right? I didn't have that type of player. What was I going to say? Charlie Fry? No. I wasn't going to say anybody on the Cleveland Browns. The person that I looked up to was a Brett Favre. Then seeing that he got traded to the Jets after supposedly kind of retiring, but the trade ended up being for, I believe it was like a 3rd round pick, and then if he had 50% of the snaps, and then it went all the way down to the 1st round pick if he played 80% of the snaps, and the Jets made a Super Bowl. They didn't do that. It wasn't a good season for Brett Favre. I believe it did go down to a 2nd round pick, but Brett Favre going to the Jets was that first surprise that I ever had in football, in anything, that really just had me just shocked, dumbfounded. And then to see him just go on to be a Jet for 1 year, see the Madden cover come out as him on the Packers, and then they're like, oh, well, he's on the Jets now. We'll
flip it, reverse it,
make a new graphic, and put it in, and you can also get that at the GameStops. And that was something I was just like, oh, this is actually happening. This happened. And then worst season of his career. And then he goes on to the Vikings.
Well, and the reason it was worse, not because of the off-the-field stuff, is just because the system didn't match.
No, it didn't. It was far from it. And
hey, that could be Jackson Arnold's problem. The system didn't match. It could be.
Very much. You're thinking that every time you fall asleep, just hoping to God that it is. But for Brett Favre, it was the first of many surprises that he would give me. And we all know the recent surprise that was given to us, as well as the other one, where he also has, some sort of disease, which, that's in and of itself. What about you, Joe?
And I want to ask Steve this question too, because I was thinking about it this morning, and I think that if we go back to the very first baseline moment, the very moment that I remember going to school, waking up and being like, I'm sorry, that really happened.
Yeah.
If we're talking real sports, because I can name a bunch in professional wrestling, but if we were talking real, true sports, then I would probably say that it was when Dale Murphy went to the Phillies. I think it was Dale Murphy going to the Phillies, because there were certain things in my life that I was just like, I grew up in an era with Braves baseball where they were always playing in the postseason. They were always making it to the World Series. They were all doing this.
Yeah.
But before that, it was all Dale Murphy.
I feel like we've had this conversation.
No, we have. But if I'm sitting here and I want to think of that baseline, because now anything that happens is, okay, is it bigger or is it above or below the Dale Murphy line? For me, okay? So with this AD and Luka thing, it's not, I wouldn't say it's above it, but for me, it's one of those that I actually got the reaction of, oh, this is a big deal.
Yeah. I don't think the Browns, with Myles Garrett requesting a trade is too much of a shocker, but at the same time, this is a big deal. Now it's going to change everything when it comes to the draft. And, the same could be said for the whole Cooper Kupp situation going on in LA.
Well, and it wasn't just that he got traded, though. It was very similar to this AD situation where the man got traded in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of August in 1990. There was no Braves and worst to first, and there was none of this stuff. It was Dale Murphy, and that was it.
And you got his jersey, and you're pumped to see him play, and then he's not on the team.
I've got the little baseball card that you get for when you start playing T-ball, and on the back it has all your little favorites on there, and it's the favorite baseball player. It says Dale Murphy on the back of it, where everybody else is putting Jose Canseco.
One was Jim Brown and Josh Cribbs.
But see, and so that was the first one that really kind of hit me in the feels.
Yeah.
That was one of those where I think I was just walking around, and again, it's 1990, so I think I'm in first grade. So basically I'm a little bit older than what my current child is.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what my son is right now, who he is 6. So it's around that time that this happened for me. And this was one of my first true memories of it was, okay, so when was that first moment that just kind of, wow, I can't believe that this happened. Because I promise you, there are kids in LA, there are kids that are, Lakers fans because of LeBron and all that, which I know that you hate to hear that, but I mean, the man's been on the team since 2020. So there's all those kids that have basically over the last 4 or 5 years grown up watching LeBron and AD play together, and now he gets traded away, and you're going, wait, what?
Yeah. I'd love to hear from the listeners as well. 256-576. 97.7 is the number.
She stared at us so hard trying to figure out what was going on.
Who?
The girls that just walked in.
I'm glad they walked in.
They did. No, I'm glad they walked in too, but they were just looking like, what are these guys doing? Or they may have just been like, why does he have that haircut?
Who, me?
No, me.
Oh, okay.
Not you.
I'm so
my haircut. My haircut is what it is now. You're the one that wants to dye your hair blonde.
Exactly, because it's not blonde. That's why I think it. Regardless of that, I want to hear from you guys.
Like Joe Hendry.
We got one segment left, so hop on those phone lines as we head into break. We'll be right back here live from Good Company Cafe here on the Blitz on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV.
Yeah.
Super Bowl 59 is on Westwood One.
The Eagles are headed to New Orleans. Now the Chiefs are on the doorstep of history, going for a third consecutive Super Bowl.
Hi, everybody. I'm Scott Grant. Join Kevin Harlan, Kurt Warner, Laura Oakman, Gene Steratore, Devin McCourty, and me for all the action right here.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor at Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Hi, folks. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, inviting you to come test drive any one of our over 100 F-150s. From rock-solid, dependable work trucks to our state-of-the-art Platinum Series, we've got an F-150 for you. Test drive one today, and you'll understand why the F-150 is the best-selling truck in America, going on 48 years in a row. Just as successful offenses and defenses are built on teamwork, Woody Anderson Ford is powered by our people. Our sales and service teams are well trained to save you time and money. And because we want your business again and again, no one will work harder to earn it. Our mobile service teams come to your home or business for oil changes, brake work, tire rotations, and more. And the great thing is you don't pay extra for it. We come to you with mobile service at no extra charge. Proud to be local, family-owned, and at your service for over 62 years. Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
There's the phone and no one to answer.
256-576-4977.
And as a result, we got many phone calls and letters.
Give us a call on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline today. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Oh, Joe, I
What
gotta
kind of a
admit,
deep breath is that?
it's just like the relaxed deep breath.
We are. You're extremely relaxed because we're at good company.
I feel like I could do this every single day.
Godzilla and King Kong are here.
We got Pat Summit walking in.
Pat Summit is vehicle is here.
Which I got to compliment her on that Jeep.
We have you could be here
Jeff,
as well.
Jeff, it's for Jeff's sake, of course. The Pat Summit.
Well, I mean, it's not the greatest coach in women's college basketball, but hey, it's his words. Not
Tennessee won't be good until Pat Summit comes back.
When UConn can name their WNBA team after their coach, then okay. But it is one thing for us to be sitting here. It's another thing for you to be sitting here, which is what you need to do simply by going to 977ESPN.com and get your big zone deals. $50 worth of gift certificates for just $25. where you could come to Good Company. You can get the Elvis, you can get the biscuit and gravy. They've got DIY stuff that you can build. You can build your own grits.
I want to do some quick math on what all you can get for $50 here, because you can get the Rocket, all right, which I was looking at, which is a super salad. Okay, I can't go down everything, but it's got arugula. All right, you got
arugula.
What is that?
Oh, sweet.
Oh, even Steve knows.
256-576-4977. While John looks at the
Roasted
menu, let's
turkey
go back
melt.
to the phone lines. And John,
Muffletta.
wait, is this like John? Like John I saw Saturday night at the VBC or Friday night at the VBC, John?
It was Friday night, Joe. What's up?
It was Friday. How's it going? This is one of my old teammates / my old coaches at New Hope.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
He was a senior. Yeah, he was a senior when I was a freshman. And then when I was a senior, he came back and coached us. So, and now for anybody that doesn't know, John also is an amazing photographer. Yeah, really, absolutely.
Yeah,
what is the name of the photography?
I mean, it's pretty easy. It's John Honey Photography.
Yeah, you would have thought I'd remember that.
You can't really mess that up, you know.
John, I might need to connect with you on that, man. I'm a little bit of a photographer, videographer myself.
Well, it's cool. I've started. Basically, I was a teacher and a coach for 2 years, and I had to leave education before I fell over dead with a heart attack or something, because
I got that.
it's a very
Yep, I
stressful
feel you.
job. And so yeah, now I dabble into sports photography, but also I've done some weddings and stuff like that. But dramatic sports photography is kind of what I've been studying and really pressing in on. So I mean, I'd really love to have been doing this when Joe was in school, because it would have been easy to catch him trying to like pimp a home run or something, So.
Oh my God, I so did that way too much. Yeah. No, he was there for every one of them.
Yeah, he would have been great. Yeah. He would have been great, like, for a photographer, because Joe knew how to pimp it. So
nice.
Yeah,
I had it down.
Yeah, he did. He did. He had a great, kind of stare the ball down and little small bat toss. But
Okay. Well, if he ever finds his baseball jersey, then I can get some pictures, send them over to you, John, and then we can maybe get together and do a little duo shoot of this guy just wearing a jersey he wore back 20 years ago.
Look, I will do the duo shoot if you guys let me sit, because you let me sit in on some. But anyway,
Oh, no.
I definitely had a dream of being a broadcaster.
Okay.
Calling games and stuff like that myself. But
And he was a fantastic coach. Absolutely. Yep. All right, John, we got to get out. So John Honey Photography, right?
Yes.
John Honey Photography, bro. Thank you so much for calling in, man. That is I saw him Friday night.
That's awesome.
At the Havoc game, got to meet his daughter as well. And so it was awesome to see. It's going to be awesome to see you here at Good Company as well. Make sure that you go to 977 ESPN, where you can get half off gift certificates, where you can get $50 worth of gift certificates for just $25 simply by clicking on Big Zone Deals.
Joe, I think I'm ready to eat some food.
All right, you go for it. We are going to go ahead here, and we're going to go back to the building. And I've got baseball. Let's go.
97.7.
The state's largest orthopedic group is growing to meet the needs of the patients in our community. The Orthopedic Center has long been the most trusted name in orthopedics in North Alabama. So as our area continues on the